Okay. Well, I was excited. I thought we took a real step forward today. We've emphasized with the team that's big picture. That's what we're trying to do. Every practice, every game is take a step forward. I didn't think it was a perfect game by any means, but I thought we handled adversity well with all the foul trouble in the first half. I do think Troy's a well-coached team. I think they've done a great job of recruiting. I like their roster a lot. But at the end of the day, we're able to, in a variety of ways, but attack inside. We handled the ball better in the second half with only 5 turnovers. And then, needless to say, Lewis Sullivan stepped up big. And then Robert Brown also played very well.
You usually have to tell Lewis to not foul when you put him in the game in the first half.
I don't care. Shooting there with all the guys, and I know it's it's the kind of thing where, hey, let's play smart. But I don't want to take away from the aggressiveness as well. So he did a nice job and did play smart. We had a few of the fouls that were silly fouls that we got to keep our hands off or not roll into guys and play a little bit smarter as well. I've talked a lot about our first 2 games that we haven't played overly smart, and I think today we made baby steps of improvement with that. We did some things that were better, but again, it's something we're going to be able to clean up as time goes on, because if we think we're a veteran team, we have to be able to start making veteran type decisions.
How much has Lewis grown as a player since the end of last year, and how much does a night like tonight sort of help? Doing it in a game like he did tonight help his confidence?
Certainly help his confidence. I do think Lou tends to have, he's a kind of a free spirit, fun-loving guy, and seems to always be on an even keel and usually in a good mood and always really plays hard. And so having success in a game like this will certainly help his confidence. I didn't think it was down before this, but I just certainly thinks it gives him something to fall back on or remember back to in the future when he's in the games. But I thought that part was going to be good.
It's obviously tough to get in a rhythm when you have so much foul trouble in the first half, but having that depth, especially in the front court, to be able to bring in a guy like Lewis, how big is that for your team?
We actually played 6 guys in the front court in the first half. Thomas came in and played a little bit. Tyler Madison played the 4 spot some. But Lewis obviously played really, really well and then continued that on the second half. The depth is big. And we need to continue to emphasize with the team, and I think they understand that the value to the team is not always just how many minutes you played or how many points, because a guy like Lewis, the first 2 games, we can say, well, he didn't score a bunch of points, but his value to this team is huge, and it showed tonight, and it'll show in the future, I think, with all our guys as well.
How much did that depth help y'all pull away in the second half?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think more than the depth in the second half, I think the depth really helped us get through the first half. I think in the second half, we continued to lock in defensively. I think the zone really helped us. We were able to challenge shots pretty well. I think we did a decent job of understanding personnel and challenging shots. And they missed some too. I don't think that was Troy's best game they're going to play this year. But at the same time, I think we did a pretty good job locking in defensively.
What was working well for y'all offensively? Because it seemed like you got a lot of good looks against their 2-3 zone, even when shots weren't falling.
Yeah, we kind of got in a rut, a little bit stagnant in the first half against the zone, especially late shot clock. You tend to think we're going to get more urgency with 10 seconds left, and we tended to hold the ball and end up getting some poor decisions in the first half. Second half, we attacked the paint more by dribble or pass. I also think we exposed or attacked the corners. And in their zone, I think that was something we talked about, trying to go through the corner some. So we got some open looks there. I know RB hit one, Dirk hit one at least. And then always for us, the offensive rebounding is something that's always going to be an emphasis. It wasn't a huge deal today, but that's something that we're always going to try and do, especially against the zone.
And then can you talk about Nick's basketball IQ and just how important that is at that position? Because even though he may not fill up a stat sheet, it seems like it's critical to your team.
Well, he needs to learn how to keep his face out of other people's elbows. That's the first thing. So I'm not going to say he's completely smart yet, but 10 assists, 1 turnover. He obviously has a great feel for the game, having an understanding when to attack, when to slow it down and get a great shot. And I think his leadership and understanding of the game certainly was big tonight.
How much your game plan was trying to account for Jordan Bernardo, who's kind of made an explosion in his freshman year?
Yeah, he was definitely a focus. I think they have multiple guys on the team that we really had to pay attention to, but we were very well aware of the explosion he's had the first couple games, his effectiveness, his ability to step out and do things around the rim, his offensive rebounding, driving right to the goal. So we were very aware, and we challenged our bigs to be able to get down and guard. With our bigs, there's going to be a lot of teams this year that have undersized 4s, undersized 5s that try and drive, and our bigs are I don't want to change the way we do things. I want to play the guys I want to play, which means our guys need to adjust and get down and sit down and guard. And for the most part, I thought we did a better job of that tonight.
What y'all do to 11 turnovers in the first half compared to 5 in the second half? What changed there to just better awareness of the ball, protecting the ball, or?
I just told them stop turning the ball over, and they listened. It worked out pretty well. If they would just always listen that well, no. But in all seriousness, I think it was. I think we had a little bit better feel for the zone in the second half. We were a little bit tentative in the first half. But even saying that, I mean, I think we had 4 turnovers at the first media timeout, and that was against man. So we've talked a lot about now. We've had 3 games where we start the game, and it's almost like we're feeling our way out a little bit, kind of seeing what the other team's like, probing. We just need to go out there and play and attack. And I think in the first half, we were a little bit too passive maybe, or we're thinking too much. And I think in the second half we were more in the flow and could attack better.
You had